there, YouTuberinos. It's me, GoshGirl95 here. I thought today that I would talk to you about one of my conditions that I'm born with, which is microtia. Microtia is a congenital birth defect that literally means small ear, as micro means small and otia means ear. Microtia can either affect one of the ears, which is known as the material, is that right? Or it can affect both ears, known as bilateral microtia. Microtia only affects 1 in 7,000 people in the UK alone. It's not known what causes microtia, and so it's something being looked into by scientists and doctors and medical researchers and all that sort of people. And also it's not known why, but microtia seems to affect more boys than what it does girls. And in most cases it affects only the right ear. Again, this is under investigation to find out why. Yeah, because people are curious and want to know. You'll know if you or your child has microtia as soon as they are born. This is because you'll instantly notice that one ear will be smaller than normal, or partial or half formed, depending. It varies, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Which is known as urinary materials with one ear, like I said earlier rather. Used to write this, not saying it. So if both ears are affected, then the ears will be the same description as the urinary material, I can say this right, which is that the ears are partial or half formed or smaller than normal, which is known as bilateral, like I said. 2 ears is bilateral, and then 1 is urinary material. Only 1 in every 10 people out of the 7,000 people in the UK will be affected by bilateral microtia. There's not very many. It's more common for one ear. The right ear is more commonly, but it can happen with both ears. But anyway, there are 4 grades of microtia, which are grade 1, which is when the ear or ears, depending if one or two, are slightly smaller than normal and has a very, very small ear canal, which is sort of this bit, and which obviously is visibly seen by the naked eye. Grade 2, the ear is partially or half formed and the ear canal is closed. Grade 3 is when there's a peanut tissue. Now this is how people describe it anyway, peanut tissue, but people sort of think of the peanut shape, but it's not always that exact shape. It's more like sort of trying to straighten a way that you might understand it more, because obviously I can't exactly show you, like it, I suppose, but it's more sort of like a scrunched up piece of skin. That makes sense. So rather than a fully formed ear, it's more sort of scrunched up. Hope that makes a bit of sense anyway. There's no external ear, which is why there's peanut tissue. And the ear canal is closed. This is actually the most common form of microtia. Grade 4, there is no peanut tissue. The ear is not half or partially formed. With grade 4, there is no ear and nothing in its place, so this is known as anotia, which, some people don't even think this is a form of microtia because, it's its own name. They're like, oh, it's its own condition, it's not microtia, but it actually is. So, I don't know if you can imagine it, but it's basically your head, but without an ear. There's nothing. There's no inside of the ear, there's no external ear, nothing. And with microtia, there is in most cases a hearing loss in the affected ear or ears, depending if you've got 1 or 2 ears affected, which can range from a percentage of hearing loss, being missing, or no hearing at all in the affected ear or ears. This is because not only is the external ear, which is the actual ear shape like that, affected, but also it's the parts inside the ear, so like your middle ear and the inner ear, that are affected. So this includes, your eardrum and all the tiny bones which helps build up the ear. And because they're not fully formed, it means that it prevents sound waves from travelling down the middle ear onto the inner ear, which is where all the tiny bones are in the eardrum, and then onto the brain as normal, like it would in anyone else's ear. In microtia, this can't always happen if there's obviously problems inside of the ear. In some cases, the inner ear is not affected, meaning that there are treatments available to help improve the hearing of the affected ear or ears. Usually, if you are only affected with one ear, then the non-affected ear will have full hearing, and it will look as well as function like any normal ear. In most cases, parents don't have any idea or knowledge before their child is born that they're going to have microtia, and it only becomes obvious once they're born, which must be extremely difficult when you're expecting the baby to be come out perfect, look perfect, and be healthy, and not that you're not healthy for microtia, but just expecting that perfect baby like everyone thinks of, and them to look perfect, and then realise when it comes out, oh, actually it's got an ear missing, or oh, its ear's not quite right, or whatever, and perhaps they're not as perfect as you were originally expecting. But then, to be fair, I don't think anyone in this world is perfect. Well, they're not. No one's perfect. Everyone's different in their own way. And I'll tell you this, not because I feel I have to, but because I want to, and because I feel it's true. Your child or you, whoever's got it, is perfect just the way you are. There's literally nothing wrong with being different. Everyone's different. Even identical twins are proven to be different in their own way. So, you're always going to be different no matter what. So what if you look a little different? If you live in the UK, then there is, oh my god, I can't even say this word today. There are cosmetic surgery procedures available which can help with the appearance of the ear, but these are not usually done until the age of 10. This is because surgeons and consultants and doctors and whoever else like it to be the child's decision, because obviously it's their body and their appearance. However, this is most likely going to be spoken about with the parents, when your child's quite young, just so that they know there is a possibility to keep parents informed so they know more. So you're not leaving them in the dark for things, so they know it's a possibility for when their child grows up. But, the consultants and doctors will sit down with your child and speak to them when they're around the age of 9 to get their opinions, their thoughts and feelings on it, which I personally think is an amazing idea, because obviously treatment for microtia is not compulsory. You don't have to do anything, you can leave it. It's all cosmetic. So I like the fact they get people's view on it, not just the parents, because it's just nice to feel like you're involved in it. Another reason why surgeons choose to wait until the child is 10, not only so that it's their decision, but because the non-affected ear, if you've got one ear affected, needs to be fully formed or around adult size, which the normal ear is fully formed by around the age of 10, and it allows then for natural growth and helps with making the ear look as near enough identical to the other, rather than having it a few years later look really, really tiny again, and then the fully formed ear being massive and your ears being out of proportion and having to go back through surgery to, even them out again or whatever. Also, throughout your lifetime, you or your child will have to experience hearing tests, which is just purely to help monitor and keep track of what hearing you have got and how it is, sort of thing, whether there's any deterioration in either ear, whether you're affected in both or not. This is something I have to do. And if the ear canal is closed, then you or your child, or whoever's got it, will be required to have a CT scan, which will help to identify what's going on the inside of the ear, with regards to like your inner ear, your middle ear, your eardrum, that sort of thing. Treatments for microtia, like I mentioned earlier, are not compulsory, and it is purely cosmetic, meaning to help with the way the ear or ear, if you've got one or two ears, makes you look. These options may well be discussed with you fairly early on, just to keep you informed what's possible in the future. However, it will not need any decisions to be made or further going on, until like the age of 9, when the consultant and surgeon or whoever will want to meet with both the parent, carer, guardian, or whoever looking after the child, and obviously the person with it. I keep saying child because this is how I've written it on my blog, but obviously it's for anyone. I'm just trying to explain it from the best way I can. And I don't know why, but using children's things is easier for me on this. But obviously this does apply to everyone, not just children. Because I've gone through it as a child and I haven't reached up in my adult years yet, and I'm more like, oh, this is what they do with kids. And obviously I hope I will be able to eventually talk about it from an adult point of view, but anyway, yeah. manufacturer on having anything done to their ear. This then lasts until the age of 9 in the UK anyway, which purely so that the child gets to say what they want and how they feel. Also due to the ear needing to be adult sized for the grown, like I mentioned earlier. However, no cosmetic surgery will take place usually until around the age of 10. Obviously it varies person to person because obviously it depends if you're a fast developer, slow developer, or whatever. And I know some people that have been, slower developing that have been put off, or they've been reasons that they can't do it as early as 10, or they've been able to do it earlier. So the appointment around the age of 9 is just purely to go through in more detailed process of any cosmetic surgery and explain what's involved and talk through the options. And if any cosmetic surgery is wanted, then potentially book the surgery date or book another appointment to talk about it in more depth, maybe meet other patients. I know that that's something that other people have done, been able to meet people with it and they've gone through it and all seen photos and that sort of thing. The options that you or your child or whoever will receive at this appointment are prosthetic ear. This is a fake ear which can connect onto the side of the head using either a form of magnets or plates. These do look really realistic, but they require a fair amount of care to them. With this type of surgery so they can usually perform between the age of 6 and 9 years old, at the earliest anyway, which is the youngest of like all the options will begin this, the youngest you can have anything done with only this one. Rib graft construction. This option involves a surgeon who is skilled and will be trained to perform this type of surgery. They'll take a piece of cartilage from the ribs, just sort of just there, along the rib line, I don't know if you can see that way. The angle I'm sitting at the light. And they then carve it into the outline shape of an ear. So literally all this sort of detail here that you can see, they'll carve all that into the cartilage. Which obviously is a highly tricky thing, as the surgeon only has one chance to get it right, as you can't put cartilage back together again once you've cut it or carved it or whatever, and it's not the sort of thing that grows back really, really quickly or does grow back, depending where, I know this cartilage doesn't anyway. When the surgeon is happy with the carving, he or she, depending on the female or male surgeon, will then carefully make an incision or cut into the affected ear, and will then insert the new carving of the carving of the ear, and place this under the skin, and then we'll use a suction device, which will then help create the detail of the ear, so like all the detail that you can see. Obviously it'll be under the skin, it wouldn't be sort of, that makes sense, so like, we'll have all this sort of detail. The ear at this point is finished, and will be swabbed down with iodine, which will help protect the ear from any infection, and it will then be bandaged up along with the rest of the head, so they don't bandage this, they bandage the whole head. This option then requires a second stage, which is around 6 months later, but again obviously it depends person to person and how quickly you heal, any complications, things like that. The second stage is to release the ear from the side of the head and allow it to flap like normal, sort of like that. I don't know if you can see that, my hair's getting in the way. Which to do that they use a skin graft, which in most cases will be taken just above the ear, so sort of usually around this little area, but of the ear that's being reconstructed. This will involve hair in the area of the skin graft being shaved off. So a thin layer of skin can be taken, but the hair will quickly grow back. I promise you that. This form of cosmetic surgery will not usually be started until the age of 10, like I said at the start. Second stage is usually done about 11, depending on birthdays and that sort of thing. Another option you'll be given is no reconstruction. You don't have to actually do anything to the ears or ear. You can simply leave them how they are, if that's how you feel comfortable. This is only an option after you've discussed all the other options to make sure they're not for you, and if you and the patient feel happy to do nothing to the ear or ears. Okay, this is something I get asked, well, I don't get asked a lot, but I hear people talking about it a lot. What problems can be experienced in microtia, and what do people know about microtia? So, there may be some problems which can come across due to microtia. However, this does not affect everyone. Some people do experience self-consciousness of their ears, and sometimes people have a hearing loss. But not everyone will and does feel this way. There are those who will and do not, and do rather. I'll start again because I don't think I've said it okay. There may be some problems which come across due to microtia. However, this does not affect everyone, but some people do experience self-consciousness of their ears, and some forms of, the self-consciousness of having their hearing loss. But obviously not everyone will experience self-consciousness, and people might experience it in different ways and different severities. And there are those who will have these self-consciousness and anxiety problems themselves about how their ear looks, but that's perfectly normal. Some people will, with microtia, grow their hair long, or keep it off of a length where it will cover up their ear, or ears like I've got mine, but yeah, so sort of half the year, that here. Also there are people who don't mind people seeing their ears, and either way, this is perfectly normal because everyone's different, and it's just how you personally feel. It can help families of a child with microtia to explain to them what their condition is when they start schooling or school. So when they get faced with questions, they might not, but if they do, at least they will then be able to answer the question and know what's going on without them getting upset about it and not knowing how to answer these difficult questions. They can be quite difficult, especially if you're young. And some people do this by using Nemo from Finding Nemo in the account books of his lucky fin, and describe their child's affected ear or ears as a lucky Nemo fin. Or some people, like to call it a little ear and show pictures of other people's ears who have microtia. Some parents like to sit their children down and explain to them why their ear is different in the way that they'll be comfortable with and able to understand it. Also, some people, but again, not everyone, and some people will and do experience bullying in nasty comments. So it is important to be aware of this and make sure to tell the truth about what goes on, whether if you're saying to the person that actually they find those comments offensive or do not like them, or speak to someone such as a teacher, parent, carer, guardian, family member, or even a friend, anyone that you feel confident with. I know it's sort of, I don't really want to, I don't want to do a graph, but to tell, it's easier. So that, then someone knows what's going on and can help you out if they need to, and if they feel they need to intervene. And when you or your child starts school, obviously you won't if you're an adult, but when you start school, it is important that on any forms that come home, whether it be for trips or to update records, that you state that your child has microtia, and if there is a hearing loss, that this is also put on forms. This will help the staff be more aware and enable the staff to offer help, because sometimes when trips and things, it's not the same teachers as you have in the class, and there might be extra staff that don't know your child. So always make a note of it to be on the safe side. Teachers can help in many ways, such as if there's too much noise in the classroom, which makes it hard for your child to hear, and can come over and explain to you or your child. Obviously, if you're an adult, it doesn't apply to you, but can help make sure that you or your child has an understanding, has understood and has heard correctly what they've said. They can also, if need be, get someone to come in and work on a one-to-one with the child to help them keep up to date with work. It can also make sure that the child is positioned in a way that they can catch what's being said, or you if you're a teenager or whatever. And sometimes people don't like this kind of help if they feel it makes them look silly or like they're stupid. But trust me, you should know you are not silly or stupid. It's for having help, because everyone needs help with something in their life, so don't be afraid to ask for it if you need it, and know that there are people there to help and support you in any way, shape or form if you want it and need it. If it is an issue, you can always see if having a friend sit next to you, or your child if you're a parent of a child, which helps so that the friend can help them if they're missing any information in lessons rather than just having to keep asking the teacher for help. People with microtia do have the exact same opportunities as everyone else, and the condition should not stop you from doing anything that you wish to do in life. I hope this helps me explain microtia in a bit more detail to you. If there's anything else you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments bar, and I will help out in any way I can. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.